I'm going to help save this artist's painting by showing a few alterations that can create a dramatic change to the bird. I'm going to start by correcting a few proportions here, especially on the top half of the bird. As long as we stick to the current palette that the bird has, which is something that she altered it to be specifically a little bit more golden, then I think that we will be okay. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit more weight to the wings and adjusting the muscular structure a little bit so that it just has a little bit more beef to it. So thickening the wings, especially on the top where it joins and connects to the shoulders. I also alter the tips of the wings and basically repaint those slightly so that they have a little bit more firmness to them. They're not so flexed. I then start bringing in a lot more contrast into the wings itself and add a lot more depth on the underside of the wings and the feathers. There is also the shoulder joint on specifically the left-hand side where I just need to curve that out a little bit. The angle was a little bit too sharp joining the body. I also add shadow along the ridge of muscle between the head and the back of the bird. This just creates a little bit more depth and curve to the shape of the body. I bring in the proportions a little bit more and then I start to focus on the face itself. I need to readjust the shape of the beak ever so slightly and the shape of the eye itself. So I bring it in a little bit and take away that ovalness that was making it look a little bit more cute than intense. And then adjust the shape of the connection between the beak and the face and blend that out a little bit. Once I bring the base of the beak in, I can add a little bit more depth to the body and start bringing in some almost pure black. I create that over the entire body and then start bringing in the highlights, which are what's going to set this bird off. The highlights extend over the entire wingspan, across the shoulders and leading up to the head itself. I make sure that the curve of muscle along the edge of the wings are softened as well by bringing in a few darker midtones as well as highlights to create a curve there. Now I focus on the beak itself and bring in some blue tones as well as some deep dark grey blues. I then mute the colours in the mouth quite a lot and add more shadow, which sort of takes the spotlight off the mouth so that the brightest part of the face is the beak and the eye. And there you have it, very subtle changes and a very big difference.